Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Born Political. This is Thursday night. Obviously, it is Born Political. We're not live here. Normally, you guys see this live. The internet's down. Tonight, we have a guest every week, and a lot of folks have been, a lot. I say political. We know the show's not political. It's really about the person. The reason I started the show actually was because there were a lot of people say, I don't like this person, I don't like that person. Most of it was based on their political affiliation. And I think by interviewing people and folks getting to know people in town that they realize, and after the interviews, people say, man, I didn't know that about this person or that person. And hopefully we get there with you. This is someone that's been in the community, not just in and around it, grew up here. And I forgot that she was a Fitch student. I was a New London student.
1991.
So you're just 2 years behind me.
Yes.
I'm a class of 89.
Yes.
So we were close.
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to welcome Juliette Parker to the show. Councilwoman Parker, volunteer Parker, Parker all over town Parker.
Yes.
And Born Political to me it's really getting to the root of who you are, and really the way I usually start most interviews are, where you from, where were you born, where you?
Born here in New London, L&M. Left for about 6 years, but basically grew up here in Groton.
Yeah.
Oldest out of 6 kids. And
You're the oldest of 6?
I'm the oldest of 6.
See, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes.
That's a big family.
It's a big family.
And when I say Born Political, and I figure, a lot of people's ideas and who they are shaped by what position they were in the family. And you're kind of, at oldest of 6, you're kind of like the big dog. Like
I could be.
There's a certain political influence that the bigger sister has.
Well, you have to be a leader or sometimes take care of everything, and you had to make sure you're doing the right thing for your brothers and sisters, so that you had to be a role model.
And you've always been so nice, and you always have been a role model. But I'm sure. So what's the age differences? So are you a lot older? Or are you?
The youngest is 14 years difference from me.
Okay.
So it's like 1, 4, 7, 10, and then 14.
So you're still 4 years older than your second sibling?
Yes.
So they didn't even go to high school together. So you are, that's truly an older sister.
Yes. Well, Daniel and I went to school together, high school together, when Fitch Jr.
Oh, that's right.
switched and went up, the 9th grade went up to the high school. So we went to school for his 4 and I was 3.
Okay.
But yes.
So you said you left for 6 years. So you're born in London, but you were raised in Groton.
Basically,
for the most part.
Most part.
Went to all the elementary schools in Groton.
No, I was gone for a little bit. I went to Eastern Point for kindergarten.
Yeah.
Left for a little bit, and then we moved back down here from New Haven when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
So.
Is that where your family's from? New Haven? Or are you from?
No, my grandparents lived on Juliette Court, the Fields. So.
Right across the street from my neighborhood.
Yes.
Really.
Yep.
Right there.
They started on Hartford Court and then moved over to Juliette.
So you're one of 6, and then you go through school, and you went to high school obviously at Fitch.
Yep.
Graduate in 91, and did you go right into the workforce, or did you go to college? What did you do?
I did both.
Yep.
I went to the workforce. I worked at Central Market.
Central Market. That's a Groton girl right there.
Central Market.
Did you work for Sherry Rabine?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I went to school with Julie, so yes. So
oh my God.
Yes.
I guess I didn't realize that. That's a connection between our family and because we're very, very good friends with the Rabines.
Yes. And then worked at Little Stop and Shop before.
Worked at Little Stop and Shop.
Yep.
So you worked for Doug Rabine also.
I did.
Everyone that was kind of like a big thing back in the day. You had a supermarket that was basically the big supermarket in town, and then you had the manager that they also owned the small supermarket right down the street.
Yes.
And that's neat. I didn't know you worked there.
I did like 4 years there, more than 4 years there, and then worked at Northeast Group in New London.
Okay. That's a real estate, the
real estate
group?
place.
Did you sell real estate? What'd you do?
No, I was a secretary. I was a receptionist.
Okay,
And what else did I do? I did several different jobs. Pfizer's, internship with Pfizer's as a college student. Then I worked there as a temp for 4 years there. I did a lot.
Did you always live in Groton?
Yes, except for, I think I moved down to Virginia for 6 years and came back. So.
Okay, so you and I are in the very same position because, and I was born in Germany.
Yes.
And that's the extent of my travel. I got back, I came back here as a kid, and I hadn't left since. pretty much after 6 months. I mean, you know, you go for your 1 week vacation here and
Here and
there.
there, but other than that, you're here.
I didn't live anywhere else. I didn't.
I moved away and came back, and that's what happens. You think you
Yeah.
want something different, and no, home was.
Yeah.
This is home. So.
Yep. So, and that's I think what drives you. You know, people see you around town. You're an Elks member. You're a town councilor. You were on the RTM.
And NAACP. I
Yeah,
helped. Yes.
And that's today now, right? So what are you doing now? That's the job you have now. The PD.
The PD. Oh, and no, NAACP.
I thought you said PD.
No, I now work at the Groton City Police Department. So that's more than 16 years there.
And then NAACP. What is your position there, or what are you doing
I'm
now?
the
with them?
secretary for New London branch.
For the New London branch. So you pretty much have your hands in everything.
Yes.
And all while doing all these things and volunteering. The one thing that always makes me happy is when I see you're always with your girls usually.
Yes.
And they are like a bright spot in Groton to me. They always
Thank
make me
you.
smile when I see them, like you do too.
Thank
'Cause just great kids. And when we came down, the first thing you were doing was beaming. That you're proud of both of them. You're always talking about their accomplishments. But one is going to be taking a trip. And
She's going to take 2 trips, actually.
2 trips.
So she's going to Italy, and then she got accepted to go to Oxford in England for 6 weeks for schooling.
Wow.
So, yes.
And that to me is something that, you know, I never really, other than I've been to Canada, I guess, and I was born in Germany, but I've never even experienced the other country other than vacations in Mexico. Or
Actually,
the
I
islands.
haven't. So the girls actually have traveled more than I have. Danae has done a mission trip for Haiti.
Yep.
So they've traveled more than I have. I have yet to be out of the country.
Ever?
Ever.
Not even Canada.
Not even. I haven't.
Because you can drive there in like
I can
8
drive
hours.
there.
You could be
but
there.
I could be
Juliette.
there, but I've never even stepped foot yet.
Do you have a passport?
I have a passport. So
You do.
I
So
do.
you're ready to go.
Yes, but
Even on a cruise, you never went to the islands?
no. I don't know if I do well with the boat because I get seasick.
Stop it. Everyone says that, man. You have to try a cruise. Look, my name's Della Cruz.
Well,
Maybe that's
true.
why I had to go on one. I don't know,
No,
but
I haven't done that yet. That's a goal in the next few years. That's a goal for me.
to me, it's one of the most relaxing vacations because, unfortunately, now when you go on a cruise, they have packages where you can actually, relatively cheap too,
Mm-hmm.
you can purchase the internet, which allows you to make phone calls over your phone and receive phone calls.
Oh, nice.
The best part about cruising used to be that you get on a boat and say, "Hey,
I don't need
you're,
my- I don't
you're
want
not
my
going to be able
phone."
to contact me." That's not what happens anymore.
No.
But I don't know if it made it better or worse. You can kind of call other people on the boat. Maybe I don't know if that makes it easier, but I love my cruises.
There's a place where Aaliyah went to camp, Frost Valley, up north, and there was no cell service. They had to go down the hill to make
Yep.
phone calls to check in or anything. But that's a place I said, ooh, it's beautiful and relaxing because the phone didn't ring.
Yep.
You didn't have anything. You didn't have anybody calling you. The family emergencies, they could find a way to get through if there's an emergency. But
Yep.
other than that, yeah, that's another place I want to go. Cause
And what do you do for fun? I ask people this question because usually the people that are on the show, it's because they're in charge of something or they're working with something or political or because you seem like you're completely immersed in everything. And I know
Tad.
you are a singer. She's been to my karaoke and
Yes, I have
she
to
can-
always work up my nerve to do it, though. So
And you shouldn't have to because you sing really well.
Thank you.
Just get up there and do it. So, but is there anything?
I
like,
love to read. I'm a bookaholic.
You
and
are?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a bookaholic. And other than that, if I could sit down and relax and do cards, I'd like to make cards.
like
Greeting cards.
greeting cards.
Yes,
That's kind of a cool hobby.
it is. It is.
So obviously, I know you care for your daughters, and that usually, when I talk to politicians, because a lot of politicians take a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when you hear the overwhelming response from most people on Facebook or sometimes around town, it's like, oh, these people they just get there and they just want to hurt you, and that's I've always found out to be the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Like usually I got involved because they want to keep a score at my daughter's basketball game, and I wanted to change that. What made you say, you know what, I think I can either make things better, or was there something that you specifically started?
Interesting. Bill Jervis got me involved. Oh, let me rephrase that. He did get me involved, but I started off on the PTO, and then I did the.
About as political as you're going to get.
It is. It is. So I would volunteer for the school systems as a PTO parent, and then there was the our countywide one, our townwide one.
Yep.
I got involved in that. And I spoke out about the budget one evening, and Bill Jervis came up to me and he said, hey, how about you come and join and see if you're interested? And next thing I know, in 2013, I got elected to be on the RTM.
Yep.
So yes, I'm out here to hope to make a difference. That's the goal. And
Yep. And you are.
I'm
You are. I
doing
watch
my best.
you and watch what you do, and I think you bring a calming presence, I think, to what is not, it's a lot of times just the process alone.
It is
It doesn't
a
really
lot.
matter who's in, actually representing and voting. And most people don't understand it because most people haven't done it.
Right.
And the funny thing is, the opportunity to do it is there.
There's things, commissions open if
Yep.
people are interested. So please go on the town website and look.
Are you
and get
recruiting
involved.
on my
Yes,
show?
I am. Yes, I am.
You're recruiting.
Yes, I am. We have to, because the only way to understand the process is to be involved in the process.
Yep.
And I think that's the best way for people to learn. You can watch it on TV, but most people don't understand why would you vote against this or do this or do that.
Yep.
But there's a lot of steps behind the scenes that people don't understand, and it takes a lot to make sure you're doing the right thing that's best for Groton.
I think what most people see too is, and what happened when I was on the council, and even on the RTM to a certain extent, is they turn on the TV when they're really interested in something, and usually they're interested because something big's happened in
Yes.
town. Maybe you're trying to build new schools, or there's something that's going to cost the town money, and people are excited about it or mad about it, whatever they
Yes.
are, what position they have. Then they turn on the TV, and then they see the council, and all of a sudden it's a 8 or 9-0 vote to do something that took 10 minutes, and everyone says, "See, they don't even care," but they don't understand the mountain of work that happened before that.
Reading the background packets and making sure you're getting your questions answered. It's not that we're doing, committee of our whole is our working group.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody doesn't, some people don't understand. This is where we do our discussion
Yeah.
to decide, hey, are we going to do this or not? Town council, by the time it comes to town council, we've already had discussed and got a majority perception or vote to do something, or consensus, I should say.
Yeah.
And when they see us on TV and we're voting for something, it's because we already discussed it the week before, 2 weeks prior. So I just want to make sure people understand that part too.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're walking in there and bam, that's
No,
it.
I've talked to people after and they say it doesn't seem like they cared because and it's like, no, because they did, whatever you saw them do a final vote on, and I don't care which body it is, it could be the Board of Ed, it can be our town council, it can be the RTM.
Yep.
They talk to it at nauseum. There've been arguments, there've been the dividing of where should go where.
Yes.
And that actually, those numbers all come to you from a professional staff that runs the town. Like your chief creates a budget at the police department,
Yes.
submits it, and then it's reviewed, and then it go. I mean, so these aren't just numbers that come out of thin air and you just say okay. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, and the people that start to get it are ones that just get their feet wet and come to a few meetings and say, oh my God, it's like watching paint dry. But that's what politics really, truly is. It's not super exciting.
No, it can be. It can be.
It absolutely can make your blood pressure rise, and all those things can happen.
Or make you very happy.
Make you very happy, unhappy. All those things happen in politics. That's what, again, to me, I think when I got on the RTM, I remember thinking, wow, I'm representing my neighborhood. It's kind of neat. Then I got elected to the town council, and I'm like, we have 39,000 people that live here in Groton.
Mm-hmm.
So, just as a counselor sitting next to me, you are going to make decisions for me, my grandson, my wife that are going to affect me, my town, my taxes, my everything.
Everything.
And that's why I think people should know who you are, and that's kind of why we did the show.
Yes.
And I think when people
you.
see you, when people who know you love you, obviously, and I think people are going to watch the show and say, "Oh my God, that's Juliette.
Yeah.
That's who she is."
Yes.
Because every time they see you, you're voting on something, or there's something,
Yes. Or they see me in the store and they're like, I saw you. And where did I see you? I'm like, you either saw me here, or here. So I'm
three places.
one of 5 places. It all depends on where I'm at. So
Yeah. So I know you've changed some things, even starting in the PTO. I'm sure. Again, what reminds me of this town over and over, especially being a legislator, even at the state level, is when we make decisions, we're making them with parents that are not here, that are absent.
Right.
Because we have folks there's someone right now that's 19 years old or 18 years old and just joined the service. in California and didn't know he was going to come here and meet the girl of his dreams or guy of her dreams. And all of a sudden they establish a family. We don't have, this support group, and the Navy families are tremendous.
Yes.
But we need to fight for them in advance. We need to be the steady source, to me, that always make sure that their schools are new, like they are. Like
They are.
And that teachers are correct, and that everything that we're doing is it's not like a whole body. Like most towns will have this longevity of people that join the PTO that do this, and we have. This is not a hit on our Navy families. This is just a fact that they come in and they are tremendous and they're working and helping out, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Right.
And all their work and knowledge is gone, and everything that they were hoping to accomplish, and they take it to another community and they put the effort there on the other side of the country. All great, but there's an extra burden here in Groton, and I don't think people understand that.
I've been on the PTO throughout the girls' whole school up until, actually, I'm still on a booster group,
Yep.
and the girls graduated in 2020 and
Yep.
2016.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your service.
So, and a lot of parents, single families, even dual parents,
Yep.
have to work, and they
Yep.
don't have that opportunity to be involved. And it takes somebody who can to step up and help them out and say, hey, is this what's best for that? I might not have a kid in the school system anymore, but hey, I know how I felt. Maybe I should help out
Yep.
and get involved. And the goal is to hopefully get more parents to come out, not just only for supporting the school system, but everything.
Yep.
And anything they can help and volunteer with is a great first start. Like I said, I started volunteering when I was, 12, 13 at Groton Public Library. They've
Yep.
known me since I was little.
And that was something that we didn't talk about your parents at all. Was your
Mom-
mom
a
like
single
active
mom.
in town and?
A single mom and worked.
Yep, single mom and worked.
So-
Yep, and then so your dedication was your mom part of? And was she political at all?
No.
My father's not either.
No,
I don't
no.
even know if my father's Democrat or Republican. I have no idea. We talk all the time. He won't tell me. He doesn't want to talk about it.
I don't even want to know if they vote. So how's that sound?
Well,
'Cause-
I can find out if my father. I know my father votes. I can find out right now if your mom votes. I got to stay on my
I
phone.
know, you're not
I'll
checking.
call you out. You better be voting. I'll call your mama
There's
out.
some people who don't vote. So
There are.
There are some
There
people
are.
who don't vote, and that's their choice. And I'm will
It
not
is.
force anybody to.
It's frustrating to me because when I'm up there and when I was up in Hartford, and some of the folks that say some of the things that they say, and this is, and it could be both parties. I mean, if you're sometimes there's some representatives up there that will say some things that would probably boil your blood, and I would say 90%, 100, maybe sometimes 100%. Some of the things that were said up there, I'm like, I don't think that someone knows who this person is. And they'll never hear what they said,
Right.
because we are all busy. You'd go to that meeting, and I think even what happens in Hartford is everyone says, "Oh, you got to be careful here. People are going to watch." I said, "No one's watching." Like,
No, because we're at work.
we're at work.
Most families are at work, so we can't watch
Yeah.
it. So you're trying to play catch up and watch it at night, and you're either taking care of your family
Yeah.
or you have other meetings. So when do we have time to do that? Or to
Exactly.
watch what's going on. As long as you try to stay in contact with your representatives,
Yeah.
figure out what's best,
Yeah.
and everybody can sign up online. So
And-
yes, I'm doing plugs, but I really shouldn't. This is
No,
all
you
about
should
me.
do plugs. This is where we plug. This is public television right now.
So yes,
Yeah.
and volunteer if you can.
Volunteer,
And-
that ends up getting you involved.
Yes, and it also shows the kids that you care about your community. And
Yeah.
I say it every time, and I say it every campaign season too. Volunteer,
Yeah.
even if it's for an hour. Go read to the kids in school and just volunteer somewhere.
Yep.
It's such an eye-opening experience, and I love giving back because the town has helped me
Yep.
when I needed it, or I helped my family when they needed it.
Yeah.
So it's always good to give back.
And I always say that the volunteer for Little League, do anything that makes you happy, and you'll get paid back a lot.
Yes.
And believe me, I mean, we keep looking for volunteers, and the schools at every single level will always welcome people in. There's obviously steps we have to take now that before you could just kind of show up at schools. Now there's a different protocol, but it makes everyone safer, and they do a good job.
Yes, they
And
do.
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think what they, to me, even the mentoring programs, what I've seen for the robotics team, there is a connection between adults and children that are in high school that I don't think we would have ever seen before. Like if you're kind of interested in robotics and you happen to live in Groton, you become
out
part of this group where you are surrounded by engineers who every day live and breathe technology, and
Yes.
and that's why our team is always so good. I mean, and I don't want to just limit it to EB because there's a lot of other vendors
There's
and
everybody. There's a lot
and
of different-
Pfizer, so-
There's a lot of different people who get involved, and yes, thank you to EB and Pfizer for helping our students along, and yeah, I would love to see more
yeah.
put into our community. And
So but you have a lot of exciting stuff coming up because you have a young lady that's going to be going and moving out of country, and and I mean that's tough for
For
someone
6
who's
weeks.
never. You and I are both connected in a way that we don't really leave.
I don't
where
leave. We don't leave.
Yeah, I don't go anywhere.
I don't go anywhere. Either if I'm not out and about volunteering, I'm home,
Yeah.
reading a book, relaxing, and
My problem is I've sat back a couple times and realized now that I'm not in Hartford anymore, because I'm at my job
Yes.
right in the middle of
Yes.
Groton. So when you leave your house at 7 o'clock in the morning, you start work at 7:30.
Yep.
You get out at 5. You're home at 5:30. You eat dinner probably in Groton because there's so many great places.
Yes, there is.
And then you go home, you go to sleep, then you wake up after a month and say, I don't think I left Groton this month.
I know,
I'm like,
right.
wait a minute, what am I doing?
You might go over the bridge to go to.
Oh, we go
appointment,
on the waterfront.
I mean, you're here locally. You
Yeah.
just don't travel much. I mean, I just came back last weekend. Went down to help her drive up, so for her to visit for spring break.
Yeah.
And I forgot.
Where is she now? What school is she going to?
Sweetbriar College, all women's college.
Okay.
And
Where's
and
that at?
Actually, it's outside Lynchburg, Virginia. She's in
Okay.
Amherst County.
Yeah.
So
So she's a junior now.
no, she's graduating this year.
Graduate. Oh, so this is going to be postgraduate
Postgraduate, and she's going
at Oxford in England.
for 6 weeks. Yeah.
And what subject is she going to?
She is looking into law.
Into law.
So yes.
Not surprising, actually. If I know your daughter, so
Yes,
to
you
me,
do. You do.
I'm
You
not
do.
surprised, and I could see. And again, I think your kids are a reflection of you, and not a mirror image.
No.
Most parents have to understand that. We tell people, especially in our group at Community Speaks Out, oh my God, my kid's not doing so good, and they soak it in, they like a sponge. And remember, when they're doing great, it's not because of you. When they're doing bad, it's not always because of you. I mean,
and some days they have to. Yes,
they get a base from us.
They get our base.
But then they
and
become adults and make some decisions that can go one way or the other, and we just support them either way. But I think a lot of parents, and I know you're not one of them. You know that I know what you've given them as a base.
Look,
And
I probably involve too much sometimes. And
They probably might say that. They
I
could.
think they could say that.
I don't know, but you're one of those moms where they show up and they're happy to be with you. Like you have a great relationship. I mean, it's apparent that they're happy.
Yes,
And that
yeah.
they want to be there, and that's not easy.
No.
For young women and moms at that age. Usually, there's a large difference in opinion on what you want to do on a Friday night.
It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah,
but most of the time,
absolutely.
no. I do enjoy being around my girls and hanging out with them as young
Yeah.
adults. So
Yeah. So I want to thank you again for your service. I mean, how many times have you been elected to the council now?
it's 2017.
So you got elected
twice.
the year I left.
Yes.
So you're gonna be wow.
Yeah.
You'll be and again it's a different level. And
It is.
I think people on the RTM know I love the RTM because I was
do.
able to I learned so much in the RTM.
And I think if you're interested, start off with the RTM
Yep.
for real, because that's where I got my base from. So I did that 2013 and 2015. That was my base, and then
Yep.
moved up. And
Yep.
it's.
I think
a
everyone
great
should start there. I mean, obviously, it's to me it was like an apprenticeship.
Yes.
My whole life everywhere I started at the bottom.
Yes.
I was doing dishes when I was in a restaurant, and then I worked my way to a pizza cook or whatever, and then I started as a apprentice, basically in a sheet metal shop.
Yep.
And then after 4 years, became a mechanic. I felt I took the same exact path in politics, and all the way to when I went to Hartford, that there was just an actual base knowing that if I was going to deal with a cut at Hartford, I kind of knew how that was going to reflect on our town.
Right.
And that's what you're faced with when in politics. It gets personal, but it shouldn't have to be. It's one big pile of money that a bunch of people throw on the table, and we divide it up. And it's a matter of how you divide it and where it goes.
Goes, yeah.
That's where the argument comes. But that's our system.
It is.
And it's hard, but it's also wonderful because you get to vote on things that change people.
Yes.
And like we have new schools for a reason.
do.
There's a lot of things like the library stays open on Sunday late, but that's because of the council and the way they vote.
Yes.
And it's really important. And I don't think most people see it.
No.
You're telling people go for a commission even maybe first.
Good commission, volunteer, start off with a commission. Even volunteering at the school, being on the PTO or something, it starts the process of showing you what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And the next commission, if you can't get on a commission, try the RTM, which is a great place to start off with. And I'm glad I did it that way. And thank you to all the people that voted for me each time. So, because without you guys, I wouldn't be there doing what you want me to do. And please, if there's something wrong, reach out. Please email me if you need something.
Your email's up there, ready to go. That's the easy way to get a hold of you.
So please, if there's an issue, please email. And I may not be able to do everything because I'm one of 9, but I can do the best I can. And if not, direct you to the right people that can help you.
And what would you say about people? Now that it's crazy in our country. You put your name out there and volunteer, and and especially with school boards, it can be very divisive, and you can have people reaching out. What do you say to someone who says, "I want to get involved, but I see what's happening sometimes to some of the people that are running"? I mean, obviously you've built up. You're a single mom that's raised 2 daughters. It's going to be tough to get under your skin.
To a degree.
But everyone has feelings.
Everyone
right?
has feelings, and
what do you tell someone that wants to run and says that to you?
Actually,
run?
No, actually don't run. And sometimes having close people that you can talk to and bounce ideas off of, and to actually let it out. You need that.
Yep.
You need your community. Whoever is your mentor, something. Go to them. Hey, I'm having a bad time with this. I talk to a couple of people, and they actually get me to calm down if I'm upset, because sometimes you can't take it personally.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to do.
It is very hard to do.
It's a skill that I've been able to home in, but it took a long time. And like my wife will always say, I can never be in politics. I'd get too angry or mad. And in the end, I think when we look at other people, we have to remember that they think they're doing the right thing too.
Right.
And
what each of us is trying to do what's best for Groton. I'm all about community, and yes, can I make some people upset about it? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it not for just a little section. I'm doing it for all of Groton, because everything it trickles down.
It does.
It's a big circle, and if I do the middle circle, it's going to have a ripple effect. That's how I look at it.
We're all
so.
connected. And I told you this half hour was going to go by so fast that you were going to. I told you this half hour goes by fast. People say, "What should I prepare? Do you have questions?"
No, that's
not for a half hour. Not with the people that I have on this show. They're involved in everything, so we can talk. We can talk for 10 hours. I want to thank you for coming on the show, Juliette Parker, for being on our council, for doing all the hard work. I'm really, really appreciative that you're a member of our town, that you're a member of our government. And I look forward to having you back on again. Well, maybe one day, next time, we'll be able to talk about some things that the town are doing, and we can see if we can help out.
That would be wonderful.
Thanks for being on the
thank
show.
You. Thank you. Okay.
That was fun. We'll see you guys next week.
That was good.
Isn't that fun?
That was fun.